drivers, Dr. Lin here, Rehab Revive Physical Therapy. I just jumped in a lift. My driver's an awesome teacher. Really looking forward to helping out our teachers today.
Hi, I'm Netra Paisik.
I'm Sarah Fuentes.
And my name is Terrence Snow.
What happens is you should be able to see the webbing of your toes. All these 4 dots really do matter right there. So, I think Mrs. Fuentes is going to tell us a little bit about what's going on here. There's all these props.
So you guys can see there's a lot of different things in the classroom. We've kind of moved away from the traditional desks. Research was showing that kids weren't learning as well. They wanted the ability to sit in different places and have different items for them. So we've moved to flexible seating. As you can see, there's things on the floor, there's seats that you can sit on, there's wobbly stools if you like to move around, bouncy balls, beanbag chairs, and there's no seat that a student, like it's not their spot, so they can move there whenever they want to go. If they get tired of sitting in one spot, they can move to another spot, and research has actually proven that kids learn better, and they are able to take in the knowledge more and take in everything because they're able to sit where they want to sit.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to think about how you set up your posture dictates everything else. So once you've got yourself on that 4 dots, and then you're applying that principle, it's really kind of comparable to think about this. What you want to do is, if you want to sit, you should be able to, you need to realize that the 4 dots go together. If you sit on lower platforms, I do suggest things like being able to take one leg back so you broaden your base. Just understanding the hinging and being able to hinge and keep those 4 dots and spin. I know some of you guys also are working on the whiteboard, is being able to spin instead of breaking away from those 4 dots. Why don't you guys grab what you want to grab, and then I'll just start modifying. So yeah, pick your danger.
Not the kindergarten chair.
Yeah, the kindergarten chair looks quite small. Why don't you guys just sit down, and then I'll try to make that modification. But if you really think about the 4 dots, what I talk about, yeah, did it feel easier?
Yeah,
Did it
I
feel
just
easier?
like put my foot back.
Yeah, just being able to put your foot back. Yeah. So we'll start over here with.
Okay.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, my students love these. Everybody kind of fights to be in one of the wobbly stools, but I also have to model appropriate, style.
Absolutely.
And be able to sit next to them and help them.
Right.
I don't sit in the same furniture. They're
going to mirror you too. Yeah, so they'll mirror her. So teaching this will help our kids, our students.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, right here you can see that her 4 dots are just slightly off. I know she tried her best, but this takes practice. Just know that it's a habit. Habits are hard to change, and they're going to take, usually research has shown it takes about 3 good weeks of really thinking about that habit. 3 to 6 weeks really, I think, in my mind. But to break habits. What's great about this, I think this wobbly chair is really interesting. Let me throw your leg back just a little bit more, and you're gonna slide off just a little bit off this chair. Good. And then I want you to lean a little bit more forward so you put more weight through there. Okay, so now you can keep your eye level so you're not bending your neck, right? And you probably noticed that quite a bit. You're keeping your line, and your line of sight is here. Now, if you have a kid over here, you're gonna probably have to turn.
Right.
But I would say it becomes more natural. The more you do this and the more you practice this, right? So you can even weight shift forward and back since you've got this wobbling thing.
Right.
And that should probably help a little bit. How's that?
Yeah, no, it feels good, and I'm gonna work on.
Yeah,
pivoting.
So the pivot, pivot, you just basically would move the front leg and then pivot around the back leg. So your back leg does the pushing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would probably push.
Oh, I like
So you
that.
pivot. That's how we get in and out of the car. And then so when you get up, now this is hard for a lot of people because they'll, the typical person would probably, even in this position, like just want to shoot up like a helicopter.
Sure.
So you want to shoot forward like an airplane. So you want to be able to go this and see what happens to my back leg as I take that step forward. So I've now risen forward. So these are like our sprinters. Try that a little bit. So let me, guide you. Yes, and I'll take that step. Yeah. So you disperse your force.
Yeah.
Do it the other way. Do it what you would normally do. Why don't you show us?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean,
And
literally, I just go like this.
Yeah, did you see all that twisting that happened here? Like, we probably could even do that in slow motion.
Right.
Takes a little practice, but this is pretty good, Ms. Paisik.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right.
Probably practice that.
Yeah, so we're gonna move this aside now, and we've got over here.
Small
All right, this is the smallest chair. All right. what we want to do here is, okay, so she's got her dress on. These are things to consider, of course. So this is real life. And I don't know how long you typically would stay in a seat.
I mean, not long. Usually it's you move from kid to kid, so you're up and down.
Okay, so you're up and down. But if you had to sit a long while, you can probably guess that it's not going to hurt, right? And remember, guess what? Let's see if she's living in the stronger world.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay, so how could we correct her a little bit, right? So she knows the 4 dots a little bit. All right, so just throwing that back, I think even just a little bit. So she don't have to go as wide as Miss Pysick here, but just that and just a little bit more weight in the front leg, right? And so if she had to sit in a long time, we'd use her jacket and really stuff back here to make her a little bit stronger. But well, let's see what happens here. Look straight here and don't let me move you. Oh, she's using her core. I can feel it down to her stomach, right?
Yeah.
Can you feel that?
Uh-huh.
That's great. And then if you got to help the kids out, you just lean a little bit more through your hip, through this axis of rotation. So there. Good.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it shouldn't matter whatever position you're in. You should be in the stronger world all the time.
Okay.
So hold right here. Yep. Don't let me move you. You see? Right? If you break away from the 4 dots is what I found, is how you're gonna be in that weaker world. And so however long you want to stay in that, that's on you guys. So so that's really what it is. And same thing, that's why we practice the standing up part. So once again, it's how would you typically do it? Oh my God. All right, get back down here. All right, let's do it the way we just taught Miss Pysick. So yep, back here, hinge forward, and then yep, dig through your front leg and take that first step. Yes.
Okay.
How's that feel?
Much better.
Right, much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so great. And then when you sit down, I kind of noticed that we could give her some help there. I kind of know where this is going to be, and as long as it's stable, I kind of just step back. I can put my hand, make sure this chair is stable, right? So,
yeah.
And that's kind of what we want to do. All right, let's check out.
I'm going to move to this one because this is
let's move to this one.
Because I want to learn about
Yes, let's learn about this one. Absolutely. Right here.
This is...
Yeah.
Hold on.
So he's good, Mr. No. Yep, you're practicing. It looks good. But let's see. Is he also in the strongest world possible? Not bad. I would say it's not bad. But we can make it even better. So he did the correct thing by taking that step back, and then he just hasn't aligned over that first dot, which is right here, that pubic bone in his base. If he just slid a little bit more forward and put a little bit weight through the middle of your foot, your arch. Good. Now you're gonna see. Hold right there. Don't let me move you. Hold. You know, something that's unstable like this surface, he can still be quite strong.
It's harder on with the ball for sure.
Yeah, and he's using his core. You can tell this is a great exercise for core and bringing those muscles in. Core isn't necessarily a six-pack muscle, but it's the ability to engage and protect you at the right time. That's what we believe the core is here, the kind of new model of physical therapy. That's a very interesting way. You know, the kids are sitting and they're bouncing around.
Kids are doing this.
Yeah, so you can imagine. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I think it'd be tough for me to be a teacher these days. So this is what we want to do. And then standing again, let's kind of watch you stand. How would you normally stand? Why don't you do that? Oh. That looks painful, right? You guys see that? You guys see that? That looks painful. Yep, now do it the way I taught you. Hinge forward, yep, and lift. Oh, use those leg muscles. You know, this is great fun, but let's make it safe.
Yeah.
I think that's first and foremost.
Healthier.
So, yep, and healthier, exactly. So we're gonna move on to some of the movement things that you talked about, and then let's make those modifications. All right, Mr. No. Now, you said you lift things for our lovely female teachers, and you help them out, which is great because you save their backs. But are you saving your back?
I hope so. I think so. Maybe not.
Probably not. Probably not, right? We kind of solved that. So why don't you show us what you have here and tell us, like, kind of, a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, I'm a PE teacher, like I said, so a lot of times I'm not lifting too many different things. When in doubt, just have the students help you with the equipment. But oftentimes I'm in the classroom, especially during this time of year in the summer, where teachers are preparing for their class, so they're moving everything from furniture to heavy books, textbooks. And so oftentimes they're lifting a lot of furniture to and from their car, to and from or in and out of their classroom. We beg, borrow, and steal different things from different teachers and different people, so we're always constantly lifting things. So yeah, this is a box of books, a very standard thing in the classroom.
And it's like, Mr. No, can you help me with this box to move it to the desk or something? Why don't you show us, show the viewers, Yeah, like how you would typically lift this box.
Okay.
What's the challenge? And everyone knows, hey, you gotta use your legs,
But
but
just bend down and lift, so.
so stay right there. All right, pause. All right, so is he in the stronger world? Let's see. Don't let me move you. Don't let me. Yeah. Oh my God, he fell over. Right? Is he? No. That looks pretty unstable to me, right? So, okay, Mr. No. How about I'm gonna show you this.
All right.
You can do it a couple ways, but we've got the 4 dots. You already know that. And you could do it where you basically squat over the base, and it looks like this. And I know some of you that are working with the toddlers and the younger kids, they do this kind of naturally. So we kind of have gone away from that, trying to keep that back erect. But it's that 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm keeping that hinge, and I'm dropping down, and I'm holding. Now, you want to see, test me if I'm in the stronger world, right? You know, it's going to take quite a bit of force to do that, and even through the range, I'm still living in that world. Now another way is if you have to go down and then you want to pivot and turn, and I learned this from my mentor Vicki Johnson, is that you can do it a couple ways, but you can go right here, you can pivot, you can grab, you know, like this and just keep going. So why don't you try it my way? Okay. Hold on. Good. That looked pretty good. And then if you want to bring it back, Mr. No, bring it back and stay right there. Yep, nope, stay right there. And try it again, and we'll freeze frame this again. Hold. Yep, got the 4 dots here. Don't let me move you. I think he's living in the stronger world, right? Or you can try the lunge way. Why don't you try the lunge way? Whatever you choose, I think that principle really holds true, right? You feel it?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Good job.
We'll work on that, Mr. No, we'll work on that. So, we're gonna play a little make-believe, and we have Mrs. Pysick over in kindergarten, teaching Mr. No. He's gonna pretend to be a kindergarten, and yeah, just show us how you would typically help someone
Right.
and help them.
So
do
what
their
I
work.
normally do is when we're working on an assignment, you know, I have to walk around the room and check on them. And so what I'm doing a lot is just bending over, constantly, like over and then up. So I would go over a student and then just kind of look at their
Yeah, stop right
assignment,
there.
kind of helping them.
Let's see if she's living in the stronger world. I don't know about that. Right? Right? Okay, going back again.
Sometimes I even have to like use
Kneel.
my knees and like either kneel or kind of just
Yeah.
do this, and then I'm going back up. And so
Right.
I'm constantly that motion, and I think that's where it triggers some of the pain.
Absolutely, that makes sense. It just looks like a
The
lot of effort.
irregularities of
It
my
looks like a lot of
posture.
effort to get to that point, but
Right.
why don't I be the teacher?
Okay.
And yeah, let's see what I can do. But
Okay.
I guess if I were to approach Mr. No, our student, and I'd be like, oh, Mr. No, you could try it this way, sure, but you saw that it was a weaker world, right? But we've got the 4 dots,
Right,
the
okay.
hang 10. This is how you
Sure.
would do it. You would basically, you know, get right over that base. You're gonna have to use those leg muscles a little bit more, and then you can go this way.
Right.
And really do that thing. And then the great thing about that is when you come back up, you can pivot back. So you don't have
Oh,
to twist
that
your
makes
waist.
sense, right.
Right? Remember, you don't want to break
Sure.
from those 4 dots. So you can go right there. If you do happen to need to kneel, you already know where your crash site is.
Sure.
You basically want to go right into here and that. And then you can hinge, just like you learned when you were sitting.
Right,
So you can hinge this way, weight shift, shift. And then when you want to get back, you can just hinge back, and guess what? Use your back leg, step
right.
step back.
Sure.
So yeah, so it's just like you're basically kind of doing like this kind of motion, right? Maybe this is a new dance for the kids. But yeah, let's give it a shot, and then
Okay.
we'll see how
Okay.
her strength is.
Okay, so I typically like walk
Yeah,
around,
yeah.
like, get to my
Miss
student who
Pysick,
needs
can you
help.
help me?
Yeah, okay, so
So stay
maybe
right
just-
there. Yep, go. Yep, and good, and stay. So let's see if she's living in that stronger world now. Much better. I can feel that stomach engage for her. So, yep, and then help them out. Yeah, good.
Okay, and then move back.
Yeah, you see how that
And
she
go to the
stayed.
next person.
Yeah, and you go to that. Just takes some awareness. I think a lot of this is just taking some awareness.
Right, right.
And then just doing it. It's gonna feel weird at first. It always
Sure.
does. It
Right,
always does.
right.
When I was treating patients and I broke away from this posture and I realized that, hey, I gotta move around, I gotta pivot, I gotta, hey,
Right.
this is what I have to do to keep my body square and,
Right, and
healthy.
then this one where I'm just kind of
Yeah, and that's
over
perfect.
this way.
Or you could even do, if you want, you could do a little golfer's tip here and just hang out here and just do that way, because you still can be pretty strong.
I see.
That way. Try that.
Okay,
See, that
okay,
takes the
okay.
pressure away from your back.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Does that feel different?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it definitely does. And
Yeah.
I
So
feel
you
like
got to lean. You get to lean a little bit on the
Right,
table.
right.
And then let's see if it helps her. Let's see. Don't let me move you. Yeah. She's strong, even though she's on one leg technically. So, that.
Right.
There we go.
That makes a lot of sense.
Awesome.
I appreciate that.
Of
Thank you.
course, you're very welcome. All right, Ms. Fuentes. Now it's your turn. You talked about grading, and we want to address that and being on the computer. I heard. How long are you typically on the computer?
Well, so after the end of the day, I'm usually either grading things, emails, that sort of thing, planning, prepping. So I can be on there anywhere from an hour to 3 hours a day.
Yeah. So here's a little information. There's also some research basically coming out that is the load on the spine. It could basically, for every half hour you sit, it's the equivalent of about 200 pounds per half hour. So if you are doing 3 hours, guess what? And you're still young. So, but 3 hours is what? 1,200 pounds every day. Do you think that's going to break down someone's back? I would say so. So that piece of information should be important for you to make that change, right? So show us just kind of what you do, because I can, and I'll just point. I'm gonna use this pointer here.
So usually I start on the computer. So I'll start like this, and I'll click around, and then if I'm emailing, I'll email. But I tend to either lean forward, or depending on if my neck or back is hurting,
Yeah.
sometimes we'll kind of lean back and put my feet more back like this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then if I'm
you
grading,
can kind of see all this right here.
I tend to have it over like this, and then I'm kind of like hunched over and then grading.
Okay, what would you hear out there? Let's freeze frame this and let's see how strong she really is to hold herself up. But you know, did she? Barely. It was like 5 grams of pressure. Yeah, and she's talking about neck pain and migraines. So do you think there's a little contribution possibly to this that we can take ownership of, right? You know, we can make it be held accountable. So okay, and then what about that weird one where you're just slunched over, like you're driving in a low cruising car or something? My friends used to drive like this in their lowered vehicles. Yeah, just hang out there. I want to see. Let's see, because her neck is important to her. Her head.
Neck hurts,
Yeah, and I don't think it adds any more benefits.
No.
I don't think this adds any more benefit to be in this position, right? Okay, so let's find some strategies, right? That I think can be pretty helpful. And I think the weight shifting, it's not a bad call. I think weight shifting is basically, we're trying to move our pressures away from each other, but you can do it effectively and efficiently. So let me kind of show you first.
Okay.
How I would, I guess, navigate this. First is sometimes finding the right height. That takes a little while, but in general, it's about 100 degrees break here. So if it's too low, you need to adjust it. If it's too high, you need to adjust it. About 100, not 90 degrees, what people have been taught. Now, you saw earlier with the 4 dots. It's coming back again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this leg being back, so it can cause a better base. So whatever you want to do, which is great, if when you get tired, you can switch it up. Now the cool thing is, you're gonna notice that your abs have to get work. So instead of, like you said, you get tired, you don't have time to go to the gym, you can use that time right now to build your core strength, right? That's thinking smarter, not harder. What you could do here, this is what I do at the clinic when I have to do a lot of work or jam these blogs, is I will use that front leg, and if I need to weight shift, I just kind of rock back a little bit, hang out, and then rock back in. I can look at the screen, I can be here and just start typing away. Now people also don't know typically where the screen needs to be. It should be arm's length. So this screen's a little bit too far. So I would probably bring this guy a little bit closer, right here. And actually people don't also know that the top of the screen should be right here. So this is still a little too high. I would put some textbooks, but for now it's what it is. And I would drop this about 1 inch. So the top of my eyes is the top of this rim of the screen here. And then so that way I'm kind of looking at about a 5-degree angle, and I'm using my legs all the time. I'm getting free workout. So you can save time, work out while you're working, and all at the same time. Now, Now, pivoting for grading, you just have to square up your body. There's no other solution to do it this way. It's just gonna have to be this. You can go here, or you can put it closer with each other. I think those are some better strategies. And then when you have to get out, you just, instead of thinking like a helicopter, you just kind of just take that step forward and then you move on your merry way.
Okay.
Great, so let's see that right now.
Okay. So, sit.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna come back. We're gonna go with that 4 dots again.
Okay.
I'm gonna teach everyone here that this is the right thing. Stand up again. Yep. So take that put one foot back there. Now you can sit.
Okay.
Good. And then, yep, scoot forward. Great. Great. Good.
Okay.
And yep. And so, yeah, right here, and you just square yourself up to the screen.
Okay.
Yep. And then so let's see. Hold. Don't let me move you. Don't let me move you. I think she's living in that stronger world, and so, someone that has to battle neck pain quite a bit. And then once again, you pivot. You can switch legs. You can switch legs. Yeah. Boom. Right there. Yep. And then you can try that. So stay there. Don't let me move you. Yeah. Right. You can use that the powerful, strong legs that you got, and you might as well, yeah, use that. How's that sound?
Much better.
It's practice. I think hopefully you saw the application in using this to protect your neck. So even, yeah, anyone could apply that posture.
Totally.
All right, we've been practicing the hang 10, the shock side, or the 4 dots, whatever you want to call it. Just try it. I think this is important for our teachers, and if you want to pass this to your teacher and you're watching this, please do. I think, what did you guys think? Yeah, now, just being a little bit more efficient, right? Do you think that's something that's going to be helpful on your day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it seems very simple. We just have, I think the word that you said earlier was be aware. Just be more aware of what we're doing.
I'll definitely be more intentional in how I move around the classroom, and even at home. I think I have little kids at home. And
Yes.
I'll be more, focused on that and my interaction with my body and what to do.
Yeah, Mrs. Peiser said it great. It's being intentional. Is intending to move better, live better, right? And be stronger, be more efficient, tap into your potential, because those with the neck pains and migraines, those teachers that have it, you're not the only person that's out there that has it. And you're not the only person that's gonna have the plantar fascia, and you're not the only person that's gonna have lower back pain. I wanna end with just another little tip for you, because a lot of teachers I have heard and I have worked with do end up with a little bit of carpal tunnels. Their fingers get fatigued. A lot of times they're just using their wrists and their hands, but there's some important muscles in our hands. So we're gonna call these a little bit finger exercise. I'm gonna teach you 2. We could try it, but these muscles are very important. And so here's a little test. If you guys wanna stick your hand out, and if you just open and close your hand, are you using the muscles that are out here? Because they should actually be soft. So Mr. No doesn't use them. So yes, and Miss Plysick doesn't use them. And no one uses them except for me. But I took a long time. All right, so what we gotta do is we gotta do these little muscles, we train them, because these muscles only come in when you need power, right? So when you're doing fine motor activities, they actually should be intrinsic muscles. So they actually really revolve and connect down here. So we do something here, and we call them the finger presses. And we have a little cool music video we made about 2 years ago about that, and we'll also post that up, the finger presses. So it's like a little push-up, basically. You want to be able to press and then pull, like you're pulling like pizza dough or something. Pull, press, pull, press, pull, and just doing this for like the next minute. It's such a simple exercise, because I know you guys are writing on the whiteboard, and so you want to pull and press, and then how hard you want to push it is what you want to do, but start slow and then do that. Yeah, do that for the next, and you should feel these muscles in the palm. Are you feeling that? Yeah.
Well,
just
nowadays
pull.
we also do a lot of with technology, having the
typing,
iPads and Chromebooks.
Yes.
So
this is gonna be great. Do this for a couple minutes, but let's see this again. Stick your arm out. All right, do this again. A little bit softer. So, and this is much softer, right? And this is too, right? You see the muscles underneath, right? You should feel the action coming from here. And then sometimes your wrist gets a little sore. Now then there's nerves. There's 3 nerves that come from our neck that really get down here, and people end up sometimes getting carpal tunnel surgery, and that's not a good thing. So you can actually prevent that by really just massaging these 3 points. So basically one right here, one right here, one right here, and then you can kind of just push forward, and you might feel that it's stuck. There's basically something called a soft tissue called the retinaculum. But if it slides through, this is healthy. If it's stuck like this, you want to be able to, let's see here. Okay, just do that, yeah. And so Miss Pice's got a little bit. She could do that here. Mr. No's got one right here. That one's okay. Miss Fuentes, just keep moving it. Yeah, yours is, you're okay for now. A little bit, but let's see the other one. Yep. This one needs a little bit of love and attention. So you can just push it out and really stretch this little tissue. Just use your thumb. Yep, and you can do that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, now some people also have a little bit more difficult. This is the next one, is actually to pull back, and you should be able to pull it back like this. So if it's stuck here, like mine is, because I'm a manual therapist, I'm using my hands all day, like you just want to, yeah, help that. Yeah. These 3 nerves are really important, because if people are feeling numbness here, or numbness here, or numbness here, tingling, pain, yeah, just kind of do that. Just kind of hold it there, even just in place, and tack it down, and just wait. So this one pulls down, and that means your hands go this way. This one push forward, and your hands you go with the movement.
Sure.
So things aren't shortening or lengthening here, and then it causes the breakdown of the wrist. So hopefully that helps. You can try that like once, twice a day, and yeah. But I'm so grateful you all spent this afternoon with us at Rehab and Revive and our viewers, and I had a lot of fun getting to know you and really just teaching you to be better and being more efficient and tapping into that potential that you all have existing inside you. But yeah. Thank you, Ms. Spicer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. No.
Thank you.
And we'll say goodbye to our viewers. Yeah, you get hang 10 and what? All right, so I'm Dr. Lin of Rehab and Revive. Remember, we heal smarter, not harder.